And welcome back to our YouTube channel. Guys, as you are seeing here on the screen, the video is going to be a little bit different. Usually what we do here, we discuss questions, but in today's newspaper, there was not much to be discussed about. The only topic which caught my eyes was about the Republic Day chief guest. Today I have a fellow colleague with me who is expert in international relations. So what we are going to do, we are going to discuss about this topic where he would enlighten us with the most accurate information which we can use in our exams. So first of all, I would like to say you happy Republic Day, and with this, let's start our discussion with the first question, which I am going to ask my fellow colleague. Sir, what does it signify when we invite any foreign dignitary to our this Republic Day parade? What does it signify?
It signifies a lot. The next
First
year,
of all, sir, thank you for taking your time and being with us. I know how busy you are. So please, now can you please enlighten us with this?
I really appreciate your initiative that you have started,
Thank you, sir.
Salvation IAS, and I'm happy that I'm a part of it right now.
Thank you, sir.
What it does signify, as today the limelight of the newspapers is that President of Indonesia, he is visiting India as a chief guest in the Republic Day parade. So it signifies a lot. For the next year, Indonesia is gonna be
The prime.
the prime focus of the India.
So whether it would be strategic ties, whether it would be trade ties, whether it would be diplomatic ties, so India would focus on Indonesia.
Yes.
So, sir, with respect to that, with respect to India and Indonesian relations, can you please enlighten us? Can you please put some light on it? How the relationship has been in the past? I'm not asking you to dig deep into the ancient history, but from last few decades, how our relationship has been with Indonesia. Is there anything which align us together? So can you please put some light on that?
There are a few points that we have to discuss. First of all, that is independence of Indonesia. Indonesia got independence from the Dutch.
Okay, sir.
The Dutch were a colonizing force, and in the year 1945, Indonesia got independence. And afterwards, the Dutch, the Netherlands, they tried to recolonize the Indonesia. So at that time, the new independent countries, like India, they took the resolution to United Nations Security Council, and they revealed this idea of Netherlands to recolonize Indonesia.
Thank you very much, sir. So this was the India's initiative, what it did with respect to Indonesia. So is there anything common between the two countries which would represent the ideologies of the two countries?
Yeah, it is the idea of non-alignment.
Okay, sir.
That was against the two blocks,
Yes.
USSR and United States of America.
Okay, sir.
So the new independent countries, they tried to, be out of the frame from
Yeah,
these
as they
blocks.
were recently
Yeah,
colonized.
they wanted to reassemble themselves. That the independence was not an easy task for them.
Okay.
So they don't want to interfere in any sort of war. So they avoided the both blocks, and Indonesia and India were both part of that.
So they were the main co-founders of this initiative. So with respect to this, as I would thank you for giving us this information with respect to the historical ties between the India and Indonesia. Now, sir, as we are trading with Indonesia, can you please put some light on what has been the trade between the two countries from last 2 decades? We can say, if we will go back to the last 2 decades, how has been our trade?
So when we will discuss about the last 2 decades, we will talk about the year 2005.
Can you give us the numbers?
Yeah, I will definitely give the numbers. In the year 2005 to 2006, India and Indonesia did a trade of 4.3 billion US dollars, and it has risen to 29.40 billion dollars in the year 2023 to 2024.
So we are doing great in trade. Also, our trade is increasing. So with respect to this, can you please, sir, tell the audience here that in what are the entities we trade in? What are the things we import from the Indonesia, and what are the things we export to Indonesia?
First of all, I would like to discuss about the exports. The exports are the main focus of the export is refined petroleum.
Which we export to
Yeah,
Indonesia.
exactly. We export refined petroleum to Indonesia, and the imports are edible oils, in which palm oil is the primary import that we do with Indonesia.
Sir, I would like to add here that our services sector, that is what majorly we are also exporting to Indonesia, that is playing the major part in today's trade between the two countries. I would like that you would agree with that. So with this, sir, can you please put some light on.
So I want to add a point here. It's not only about the edible oils or the refined petroleum. We also do trade with Indonesia in terms of infrastructure. We do trade in entities like sugar and some other raw materials,
Agricultural.
agriculture, cultural, products. Also, we do trade, and also in the information technology. So the
that
business
as
is very good with Indonesia.
Yeah, it is increasing.
Yeah.
So with this, sir, I would like to ask you, please enlighten our audience with the strategic importance, of the two countries. How strategically Indonesia is going to be important for us.
Yeah, strategically speaking, the geopolitical location of Indonesia, that is Strait of Malacca. That is the point.
As it is in South China
Yeah,
Sea.
it is South China Sea, and China is trying to
Make it-
make it their own land.
Yeah,
So
make
make
it
it their
their-
own area.
yeah.
So for that reason, India should geopolitically get the access to those waters. For that reason, the location is a prime concern. And when we talk about the recent episode between India and Maldives, as the new president was elected, Muizu, he severed ties with us. For that reason, this is the state of Malacca is a point of interest.
So this South, according to you, this South China Sea is going to play a huge role because
Yes.
China's rise, as it is way against India's interests, and for countries like India, we need to have the proper access there to have the secure Indo-Pacific. Now, sir, with this, I would like to enlighten my audience here with respect to the diplomatic ties between the two countries. Sir, recently we saw that how India helped Indonesia to gain the access of BRICS as they became the members of the BRICS. So it is going to play a very crucial role with respect to India and ASEAN relations. About the Indonesia as it is being the ASEAN member. So whenever we are going to negotiate anything with ASEAN countries, so Indonesia is going to play a huge role in that.
I totally agree with you on that terms, because diplomatic ties, when we discuss about that, as we know that ASEAN, those countries which come under ASEAN members, yeah, so India and Indonesia are the part of that group.
Indonesia is going to play a huge role in negotiating with India, whenever it comes to the terms of trade or anything else. So with respect to cultural ties, I would like to say here that, sir, we had always been promoting Buddhism as it originated in India in Kapala Vastu. We say, so we always try to get indulged in the Buddhism diplomacy. And also we are developing, actually we are trying to protect the temple, the Hindu temple, which is the name as Prambadan Hindu temple, which was built there in the 9th century. We are also giving the protection to that particular temple. We are invested in the
Based on this information, as we both agreed on to frame a question for UPSC, we will like to show it to audience, and I think audience, after gaining this information from us, they will try to answer that question.
So, sir, here I would like to conclude our discussion by this information for my audience, that what we understood from this discussion, that Indonesia, as their republic, as on the eve of their Republic Day, their president was the chief guest and it will show that, as you told us, that for this whole year, Indonesia is going to be the prime focus for India, whether it would be respect to trade, whether it would be with respect to strategic importance, whether it would be with respect to diplomatic importance or
And defense as well, yeah.
defense as well. So with this, I hope my audience has understood what it is about. Now with this, how UPSC can ask a question here. They can either directly ask you a question, who was the chief guest of 2025 Republic Day. They can ask you a question with respect to that. They can even ask you a question about the historical ties. They can ask a question that our trade is constantly increasing. That is 100% true. They can talk about the strategic location of Indonesia. They can ask a question with respect to that too. But here on the next slide, as you told me that we will put a question with respect to the trade relations.
Yes.
So let's discuss that question.
Okay,
Let
sure.
us see how our audience will get to know. Let's enlighten our audience with that question.
Question. The question is with reference to the trade and economic relations between India and Indonesia. Consider the following statements. Number one, Indonesia is a major source of coal and palm oil imports from India. For India, contributing significantly to India's energy and edible oil needs. So, guys, yeah, that's the correct option. Now let's move to the next option. India's exports to Indonesia primarily consist of refined petroleum products, raw sugar, and agriculture commodities like bovine meat. So what do you guys think about this? Yeah, so we already discussed about the refined petroleum products, raw sugar also, and agricultural commodities. And the agriculture commodity that is exported to Indonesia is bovine meat. So next option, the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement has played a crucial role in boosting bilateral ties between the two countries, leading to a substantial increase in the trade volume since its implementation. This is also a true statement. Now next statement is both nations have actually pursued cooperation in areas such as infrastructure development, pharmaceuticals, and information technology to diversify their trade basket. So all the four options here related to India and Indonesia are true. I hope this session was fruitful for you guys. Kindly subscribe to our video, kindly subscribe to our channel, and please share this video. And we will try to definitely satisfy you guys and make it easy for you guys, so that you will be think out of the box what the UPSC is gonna ask you. We'll try to make it simple for you guys. Thank you so much.